in just a second in my chat that will not be named. How does location tracking work on the world map? Anytime you track something, that little arrow around your ornithopter changes. So if you see right now, the arrow on my ornithopter is just pointing wherever I'm going. But if you track something like this Arco area, then when you track it, the arrow will move to wherever your tracked location is. Like that. John says they posted that after the dev announcement on Steam today. Do you know where they posted it, Julan? In like... Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's in the storm thing, and there's a whole infographic. Oh, hold on. I'm actually interested in seeing this. Give me 1 sec. Here we go. Yeah, right here. Boom. 1 million players awakened. Raiding Sleepers Dune Awakening launched June 10th, and 1 million players have awakened. It is now Funcom's fastest selling game ever. To put it into perspective, it took Conan Exiles 1 year to reach this number. Wow. 66,000 deaths to Sandworm. 500,000 ornithopters. 6 billion grams of spice consumed. Oh, that's just the sandstorms. 800,000 death to sandworms. Oh my god. Oh, why would you track that? 121,000 guilds, 628,000 deaths in the deep desert. How cool. Oh man, I love this graphic. That's fun. That's really fun. Oh wow, that was placed after the update. They just went live. Cool. Okay. Wow. Hadn't seen that yet. Very cool. Man, jeez, I didn't realize it was that highly rated. I've been in my Dune hole. I haven't been looking. Okay, let's go. Poor Muad'Dib. I know, right? Poor Muad'Dib. Do you have any idea when the changes are going in? No, I don't think they've announced a timeline yet. Yep. Do. What changes did they announce? Some great ones. They're basically reorienting the game a bit, I think you could say, to better cater to people that want to experience it as a PvE game. But it also sounds like they're going to be more incentivizing the PvP players. Honestly, it sounds just like a good update. Like I think if PvP players looked into it enough, they're going to be ganking less, yes, but I would hope that the quality of the PvP is going to go up a lot. It should be good, hopefully. We will see, though. I really hope they put some of those incentivization options in when they make the PvE changes. But we will see. We will see. Okay, let's do that titanium run now, actually. Bloody says, respectfully, quality of PvP won't go up because there's no point in fighting over resources now. Now, Bloody, that's exactly what I was just talking about, actually. My hope is that in making the T6 standard resources for the PvEers available all the time, that they will properly incentivize the stuff that is in the PvP area only to properly still bring people out there. So, like, for instance, the ships are apparently going to be in the PvE area, or the PvP area. The spice blooms, the biggest spice blooms, are going to be in the PvP area. It sounds like they're going to be moving the highest tier labs and stuff into the PvP area that drop the highest tier blueprints. So, yeah, and honestly, I think they should remove some of the labs and stuff in the bottom area, like move that to the PvP area. So, yeah, but they need to, like, I think it was smart to get the basic T6 resources out of PvP, but now they need to put more stuff in the PvP. They still need to make PvP engaging. They just need to not stop PvE players from playing. That's all. So, And it sounds like they're exploring that medium, which is exactly what we need, which is great.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
So, more plastinium, more spice, and more silicon. And then we can put down our new weapon thing, and that will allow us to make our T6 weapon, which will be big. Very big. Are you going to do a thoughts video on the update? I have a thoughts video up on the update. It's going up on YouTube right now. Yep. We basically read the whole update top to bottom and talked about it. Here's the chungus we made this morning. That was a big step. Oof. Big step. All right. Is it just me, or do I wish lights lit up the area more? No, a lot of people think that. Me too. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I very much wish that lights lit up the areas more. When you build these big cavernous bases like this, they're so dark on the inside. We also have no exterior lighting. If you look at NPC bases, they look great because they have like spotlights pointing out from all directions. You can see them from miles away. We don't have anything like that, unfortunately. Kind of stinks. I would love to put some spotlights on the outside of my base. Okay, let's do this real quick. Repair up. I think we're pretty good, right? We're good to do a trip. I think so. All right. Welding torch is about to break, but that's fine. How's our compactor looking in case you want to do that? That's fine. Cut array's okay. Both about to fail, but that's all right. How's our water situation? Looking pretty good. Got some corpses cooking? We do. Beautiful. All right, let's go. Hey, by the way, really appreciate the people in chat that are respectfully talking about this stuff. Do me a favor and keep it away from the insults. We love discussion here, but respect opinions. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Is that large ship in the front of carry-all? Yes. Mm-hmm. Let's put that in there. We'll just keep the pills on us, I guess. How are we doing on fuel?
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
At CohhCarnage, do you think Funcom will let us go to another planet in this game down the road? They can't just make more desert again and again. What if they let us go to Ix and find the origins of the tainted spice?
I mean, I think they absolutely could do some really fun stuff like that if they wanted to. But my guess is if we go to other planets, it would probably be it wouldn't be like travel to a new sandbox. It would be like cutscene, do missions there, cutscene back home kind of thing. So I like missions, like instances kind of thing. If they did something like that, I think it's fine. But I mean, Dune is Arrakis. Dune, the story is, of course, way bigger than Arrakis. There's all sorts of wild political intrigue and galaxy-wide stuff. But like it all kind of takes place in Arrakis. So it'd be a little weird if they were to like bring in new planet sandboxes that kind of throw off the whole vibe, you know? Because Arrakis is a very unique place with the sandworms and the life cycle of the sandworms and the spice, and like you kind of lose all that going somewhere else. Wouldn't necessarily click as well, so yeah. Why no dart guns on Thropters? I'm guessing because darts kind of lose. I mean, darts are relatively big. They don't have that much of a travel time. I think the only, what is it they said in this game? The only reason they use darts is because normally the shields, they don't like using darts. They just have to use darts. Did I see the message from the creative director? I did. I absolutely did. Oh.
Did you hear scientists found a method to weigh rainbows? Turns out they're pretty light.
Damn it. Damn it. Okay. Don't they use spice for space travel? They do. Yeah, spice is coveted by the entire known universe, as far as I know. Spice is very important in the lore. The Dune Discord's having a meltdown right now with PvPers and PvEers fighting each other. Yeah, I mean it's going to be a bit of a shock, but I mean it's one of those things where I feel like they have to do this for the long term, the longevity of the game. They have to do it. But I will say this, like, I think the PvPers, they had a vision for PvP. You couldn't really knock it down, couldn't lock it down, and the community was like, this isn't working, please change this. And Funcom was like, okay, and they're changing it. So what I would say to the PvPers is, let's give it a try. Like, if they were this quick about trying to help out the PvEers, let's let them get their changes in. Let's see if they work. Like, maybe they're going to incentivize PvP enough to where this isn't even going to be an issue when the changes get here. We don't know what they're going to do yet. Let's let them put their changes in. Let's test them. And then if the PvPers are like, this sucks, we need more, things need to change, I wouldn't be surprised if Funcom listens. Like, they listen to the PvEers, and I'm guessing they would probably listen to the PvPers too. So, and the PvPers were complaining mostly about the Ornithopter stuff. They're fixing that. So they're also listening to the PvPers. So, yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like this is kind of a Band-Aid situation. Where, like, it's very clear the game had some major problems with the design philosophy of the endgame. It needed to be adjusted. They've adjusted, or they're going to adjust, and there's going to be a little bit of a recovery correctional period. Yep. So, but I would say I think it's a great thing they're doing. I think it's a great thing they're doing. I do. I think it's a great thing they're doing. I think for the longevity of the game, it's really good for them to do things like this early. Yep. So, we'll see. We'll see. This Band-Aid will actually hurt both communities. PvE only will run out of content, and PvP players have no purpose. The only thing there is I think you're erroneously assuming that PvE players going into PvP zones when they don't want to, you think that that's content for them. The problem is the PvPers might see that as content, but PvEers don't even want to do that. It's not content for them to do that. So this change in many ways is going to let some people play the game that would not play it before. So I see what you're saying with that. Like, I see why what you're saying would make sense, but I think there's more at play here that could change that outcome. Yeah. There's no data to back up what you're saying, Cohh. There's no data to back up that people are loving the game PvE and then getting to PvP and not wanting to do it. I would argue that the reason I think that is because I've been seeing so many cases of it. Yeah. No, that is a relatively well-known issue currently. Yeah. I want to see if this passes me.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Oh. Yeah, no, we gotta chill. We're gonna chill right here. That would have destroyed me if I would have kept going. Man, the amount of people in chat that are posting like actually well thought out written paragraphs that I'm trying to read is really impressive and appreciated. Thank you. I'm trying to keep up. There's some really, you guys, multiple of you are having good discussions with each other, and I'm trying to like follow multiple at once. And then Forever Freeman just says banana in chat because they says I like bananas. Cool, because we're just doing that. Okay. Yeah. Bit hard to read with 10k people here. You'd be surprised, dude. The mods here do a great job. You wouldn't think there's 10k people in this chat right now, or in this stream, but thanks to the mods, man. I like turtles. Yeah, I do. Big fan of turtles. No, I'm actually, it's funny, because I've been playing this game now over 100 hours as a
Sector
PvE.
weather alert. A large
And I'm having a
sandstorm
phenomenal
is
time, and I'm
approaching.
loving it. But I really want a PvP in this game. I really want, like, I think it'd be really fun. I'd love to have good reasons to load up in an ornithopter and be like, what do I want to do today? Let's go PvP. Like, let me go take all the work I've done in PvE and go do some PvP somewhere. I'd also, like, this is a ways off, of course, but I would love to be able to queue up for ground-only, small group, like, PvP or arena-based combat. I would love for there to be an arena in Harco that I could run into and just immediately be in a PvP mode. I would love to be in a position in this game where I could quickly and easily jump in and out of a PvP scenario and know that if I died in it, I wouldn't lose a lot of forward motion. Like, I'd love to play with the PvP system. I feel like one of the things about this game is I don't feel like I really can play with the PvP because of how much I lose if I do it. So, like, I would love to be able to be in a position where I could do PvP and not have this massive thing if I fail. And funny enough, it's because I can't practice that makes me want to avoid it. Because knowing that I'm not good at it, knowing I'm not very versed in it, I'm not experienced in it, I don't want to risk it. So it's like, it's this weird, and by the way, I'm just thinking out loud here, but it's this weird, like, catch-22 of, like, I want a PvP, but I need to learn how, but to learn how I need to, but I don't want to lose anything, so I don't want to. So it's, I will say, I hope they add in, like, one of the first games I ever streamed on this platform was called Defiance. And one of the things I absolutely loved about Defiance is I could run around and do stuff with my guild. I could go to instances. I could just run around the world. And just like in World of Warcraft, I could just queue up for PvP. And, you know, I'd be, hey, my queue popped. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Disappear, quick PvP round, real quick and easy, drop right back to where I was in the game world. Loved it. Loved it. Oh my lord. It was so well done. And it made it so nice. Now, of course, in this game that'd be a lot more difficult to implement. Like, say you're flying through the deep, you know, obviously you're flying around an ornithopter, you can't bank, you know, all sorts of problems there. But I mean, it could be a cool idea if the only place you could queue up for this, for instance, was like in Harco. And then the place that you queue up in Harco was a bar that was full of like little mini games and stuff. So it's like, you know, when you queue up for it, you wouldn't be in an ornithopter, you'd be hanging out while you're waiting, you know, that kind of thing. That could be really fun. I feel like that would really not only add some RP stuff, but like really kind of let people enjoy the PvP system, learn about it, and then feel more confident going out in the wild and actually participating where they have something to lose from it. It'd be really cool. Low-key vibing. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And you know what? I'm going to say this. Sometimes I might rarely hit that nail, but the thing that I love about this chat is how much of that comes from chat. The amount of they're far more intelligent people than me that watch this stream, and yeah, it's always fun when they start having discussions in chat. Are the PvE changes active now? No. They announced the PvP. They announced the Deep Desert and other changes in a diary they released like an hour ago. So I don't think they said anywhere in there anything about a timeline. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. They didn't say like coming this next reset or anything like that, right? I don't think we have a timeline yet. Oh, they just said soon. Okay, soon TM. Gotcha. No day. All right, cool. So we're all kind of chilling a little bit. Yep. All kind of chilling a little bit. I just got an option to install a Dune test client. Is this something new?
Nani?
Dune test plan. I don't know. Huh. I don't think I have access to that. Oh wow, some other people in chat did too. Look at that. Oh, hi, Cat. Hey, look at that. Making noise over there. This is Yennefer, little Yennefer. Okay, she's gone. She's staring at something. Cohh, just saw the clip of you explaining to your kiddo about JP and the quicksand. Brilliant edit, dude. The editors did such a good job on that. They did such a good job. I think we're far enough away to where I can show you. These guys nailed it. I love this editing team that I'm with now, because frequently when I tell a story, they'll go to wherever the story took place, and they will actually like bring in whatever I was talking about. So check this out. Hi, his name. Okay. Oh god, I need to not crash. Hold on, that would be very awkward. Okay. His name is J. Oh, we know this guy. His name is JP.
All right, it's time to go north, chat.
And what he did was he broke down his base and he put all the pieces onto a sand bike. And then what JP did is he read chat and wasn't paying attention, and we call that texting while driving.
Maybe your first sub-alert should be Lisa Al-Gaib in Scooby voice. Lisa Al-Gaib!
And he drove right into a pile of quicksand. And what do you think happened to JP?
His base just died.
That's right. The worm ate him, the worm ate his bike, the worm ate every piece of base material he had put in it.
I'm dead! How does this keep happening?
And when you get eaten by the worm in this game, it's not like in other games. You don't pop back up with your equipment. When the worm eats you, and only when the worm eats you, you lose everything on your character. Every piece of gear, every weapon, every piece of equipment, all of it.
I don't even want to play anymore.
Dude, how good is that edit? They absolutely nailed it. You know what's even funnier? I had never even seen those clips until I saw that clip for the first time. I had only heard the story from chat. So the first time I ever saw those clips from JP was watching the edit of me talking about the clips that you told me about in chat.
Applause.
I was like, you guys just nailed it, man. Like that was amazing. But yeah, that was a shout out to that's the Cohh YouTube team. YouTube.com/ or Cohh.tv/morecohh. They actually have a Dune thing coming out soon, I think. They got a Dune video coming out. I'm excited to see what they're making. I don't know. Did JP actually stop playing? I think JP did stop playing, but I think it's because he got more engaged in other games. He needed, I think he like started playing with Strippin and his guys. I think he actually played more after that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Dude, I know. I love his Scooby-Doo voice. That was I love that they picked, of all the things he said, like, hold on.
In Scooby voice? Lisa Al-Gaib! 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 Lisa Al-Gaib!
And he drove right. I'm gonna put that on my soundboard. Anytime the worm pops up, it's Lisa Al-Gaib in a Scooby-Doo voice. Perfect. Uh-oh. Ooh. There's somebody else here. A lot of these nodes are missing. Okay. Gonna have to be a little careful. Don't see anyone here. I came across that clip organically scrolling through YouTube. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, the new, I've been working with this new editing team for a couple years now, or just about over a year. And they've really caught their stride lately and started kind of like hitting the YouTube algorithm and stuff, and they're kicking butt, dude. They do a really good job. Great. Oh yeah, Champ Doom. That kind of stuff is kind of an issue. It's kind of a thing. So like they're trying to fine tune those moments. I like how in the interview we did with the creative director, Joel, of this game, one of the things they said that they really wanted to go for crafting those moments. And I feel like there's glimpses of that in this game. There's glimpses. Oh no. I can probably drop a lot of this stuff. I don't want to drop you. I can't believe, oh no. I brought too much stuff with me. A lot of this we can drop, but a lot of it we can't. No. It's okay. Could be worse. Thankfully, this stuff isn't very heavy. Steel we can go. That can go. Steel can go. Boltzmanns can go. You can go. I'm just gonna throw this stuff away. We need to keep the irradiated though. That needs to stay. Unfortunately. Okay. Put it on for now. All right. Get as much as we can. Mm-hmm. Helio says, as a PvE player, I'm glad PvP is slowly being phased out of the game. I think over the year it'll be less and less. PvP is a tiny minority anyway. HelioVal, if that's what you got from that message, I don't feel like you read it properly. They are not phasing out PvP. They are changing it so PvE players can still fully play the game while keeping the best stuff still in PvP environments. So they're not phasing out PvP at all. No, man, that's not happening. If you think that's coming, that's not happening. Just make sure that's said. And I don't want it to happen. That was never my argument. Yeah, that's not a thing. This game will always have PvP in it. They want the PvP to be fought over the highest, like the most rare, interesting items in the game. Not like the basic resources. That's what they're moving. They're moving the basic resources out. But yeah, you think that was a bait comment? It could have been, but it also could have not been. So, you know, there's arguments both ways. Should there be servers for just PvP and PvE? No. No. I think how they're doing it's fine. The only thing they need to do is they just need to make sure there are enough interesting, fun things to do in PvP areas and enough good, interesting loot to get, and we'll be just fine. And I know even a PvE player like me would like to go into a PvP area, you know, after my base is set up and I get everything under control and I've farmed all my resources. Like, sure, like that's a cool thing to do at the end of the game. But the thing the only thing they're really changing is they're making it so the progression into T6 is not stopped by PvP. That's all they're changing. That's it. So, and that they have a lot more coming that they'll talk about later. And I think that's fine. That's totally fine. Yep. Yara says, one day maybe I'll buy this when they won't force me to do PvP. Yara's, the note they just put out is saying that they're going to make it so they're not going to force you to do PvP. They literally just put out news today saying exactly what you just said. Yep. So you're good. Now you may want to wait until the changes are actually here, but they have announced those changes are going in. Yep. Mm-hmm. Seems like some are rage baiting. Yes. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I mean, we don't really want to rage bait here, but, I mean, I think I speak for most of us when I just say we're waiting. You know, we're just playing this, kind of spinning our wheels, playing this subpar game until Marathon gets here. So, you know, when we can kind of just all agree on that obvious thing, then I think it's. Can kind of, you know, get more on the same page. Finally, somebody said it, says Esdex. Thank you. Thank you. I like to think of myself as brave, is the word I like to describe myself. Also humble, another good one.
Oh,
Very humble
good job.
is another good one. The humblest, maybe. That was really brave of me. It was very demure, very mindful. That's still a thing? Are we still doing that? That was kind of a flash in the pan, wasn't it? How are we looking here? Almost full. Yeah. Very demure, very marathon. No, let's not do that. No. Very klepto, very marathon. Mm-hmm. Boop, 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 boop.
Good shot.
Whoa! Cross with the 100 sub bomb, dude. Jeez. Thank you, man. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Got a little bit more. We're gonna fill us up too. Is this okay? This isn't a Dave area, is it? Am I in a Dave area? Nah. We good. What's even going on with Marathon? It is paused indefinitely. Unfortunately, I think what they're doing, this is my guess, but I think that pause indefinite may lead into a very muted cancellation announcement within 3 to 5 months. That is my unfortunate guess. I hope I'm wrong, because I don't like any dev projects going under, but I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. I think in anywhere between 3 to 5 months, we're going to get this little just kind of, when nobody's watching, they're just going to be like, we stopped working on Marathon. We'll see. Again, I hope I'm wrong. Do I really think that? I do. I think that game would need a fundamental... Here's the thing. The Marathon devs have made it very clear they don't want to change anything. And they've really kind of stuck to their guns in that regard. But I'll be honest with you, man. I watched a lot of Marathon when my buddies were playing it, when they did that pre-alpha. It's not a special game, dude. It's not the next big thing. It's just not. Like, there's not enough new stuff in it. It's not doing interesting stuff enough. I mean, the art style kind of unique, but it's not gonna be a big success. It's just not. And the worst part is, everyone kind of felt that too. Like, even the people that liked it were kind of like, oh, this game could be good one day. But here's the problem. The Marathon guys already said they're not going to be changing much. So it's like, good someday? What's going to be good about it? Like, nothing big is going to change. So if you don't really like it now, it's not going to get to a state where it's going to be much different. So they had that event happen. Everyone was kind of about it. Then Arc Raiders happened. Then the art stuff happened. I mean, how many more nails in a coffin do you need? I don't know, man. Like, that's rough, dude. That's rough. So yeah, I think the only way that Marathon could really survive is if they did relatively largely kind of change what the game is. Like, add in more PvE stuff, change the loot somehow, like make it somehow more engaging than all of your competitors. And from the sounds of it, they don't want to do that. So even if it does get released, I don't know how it's going to be a success. I just don't know. I don't see a reality where that game is successful. Again, I hope I'm wrong. I just don't see it. I've been doing this streaming for 12 years. I don't see a reality where that game is people. I don't see a reality where what I saw is pulling players from other games. Especially considering that Arc Raiders is going to be out when Marathon was, and I feel in a lot of ways it was just doing everything Marathon was doing, but better. Like, I don't know, man. It's real tough. It's tough. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I think that. I think they're just gonna quietly close the project down. I think the art stuff that art stuff. I mean, I feel like the art stuff could have sunk a project alone. let alone the game itself having issues. But just the art stuff could sink a project. So, yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild. Yeah, Alan, that's the thing that I think, like, and see, of course, we don't know the back end, but I mean,
They are going to lose more money if they release it emo.
from like a layman's exterior perspective, I could see the amount of brand damage, the amount of like I don't know, such a messy situation. If they cancel the game, Bungie's done as a studio. I don't know, man. Destiny is still going pretty strong, dude. Like they're still making money. They're still making money. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. Yeah, I don't know what that looks like. I really hate the fact that we're even having to talk about this. Bungie was a company that I grew up on. I feel like the same way about Bungie as I do Bethesda, where it's like they were part of my childhood. I hate that this is where we are. It's so unfortunate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So unfortunate. Yeah, but dude, Bungie was one of the GOATs back in the day. Oni, Pathways into Darkness, Marathon 2, Durin Down, Myth. Like, they had some awesome games. And they had some of, like, the first games of those types. They did some really cool creative stuff back then. Yeah, man. Funny enough, this game, right here. I'm an advisor on this game. It entered into early access last week. It's called War Torn. It's a roguelite tactical game. The gameplay of this game is inspired by a Bungie game 20 years old called Myth: The Fallen Lords. And one of the reasons this game exists is because no one else has made a decent Myth for 20 years. So, yeah, I mean, like, that just goes to show you, man, like, they had some good ideas. What's my take on Arc Raiders? I think I have a thoughts video up, but the TLDR is Arc Raiders is freaking awesome. And I cannot wait to play that game. I am incredibly excited about Arc Raiders. I actually skipped the first Arc Raiders playtest, and I was gonna skip the second one too. But my buddy JP was like, on the Sunday that the playtest was ending, he's like, hey, do you want to, we're not having a show this Sunday, do you want to jump in and play some Arc Raiders? And I was like, oh, you know, I've heard of that game, sure, I'll give it a try. Heard it was just another extraction game, right? Dude, I think I played that game for like 2.5 hours straight. And by the time I was done, I was just like, I need more of this in my life immediately. Like, oh my God, it felt so good. It felt so good. Like, everything clicked, ran well, the sound design was incredible, the graphics were organic and immersive, the looting was easy, the QL was intuitive, fighting the NPCs sounded fun, the PvP was engaging, all the animations synced up, there was barely any lag. It was just like every checkbox for a game like that, I just kept checking them off. And I'm like, when is this gonna start sucking? So, and it just didn't. It didn't. I played it for like 2.5 hours and none of it was not fun. I just enjoyed the whole thing. So, yeah, I can't wait for that game. It was really good. And I didn't even get to some of the coolest parts of the game either. Which, there was like this giant queen thing you could fight. I didn't even see the queen. There was I think there was a map I didn't see. So, yeah, man. I'm excited. The flying in this game seems boring. The flying in this game right now it's a little lackluster because there's not, well, there's all sorts of reasons that flying is kind of lackluster right now. And there's all sorts of reasons why my Deep Desert is less actiony than others, but they're working on it. They're working on spicing up the Deep Desert. So they actually announced today that they're working on spicing up the Deep Desert, which is great. So hopefully we'll see some fun changes coming soon. Personally, I see the flying in this game very similar to sailing around in a game called Valheim. And for me, I don't really mind it at all. It gives me a chance to talk with you guys, gives me a chance to, like, you know, do any random things I may need to at the time. But yeah, I kind of, again, I see it like one of those things where it's not the most fun thing to do at the time, but you're working towards goals and that feels good. I am working for the dopamine hit of all the awesome things I'm going to make with all the shit I'm hauling back right now. So, and it feels good, man. I'm looking forward to that dopamine, that's for sure. So, yeah. So I feel like they took your advice for the Deep Desert. Dude, there's no way they took my advice for the Deep Desert. They probably had that, thing in production for a week. I put my opinion out on the Deep Desert last night. Yeah, no. I would love to think that, but no, they've been pretty. I mean, they did the AMA. They've been very active. The devs have been active. My guess is that they have been working on that since the Reddit AMA. There was a lot of vocal feedback that was very well written from many different sides in that AMA thread. There was a lot of drivel too, standard Reddit bullshit, but there were some people that put some really good feedback in that thread, and the Funcom guys were like responding to them sometimes. So my feeling is that they've been working on that for a while. Yep. Is this the best Funcom release since Anarchy Online? This is the best Funcom release Funcom has released. Yes, by far. Not saying it doesn't have problems, but if you've been with Funcom over the years, like, this is the best release they've done. Funcom for me has kind of worked up this reputation of they generally have a lot of really great ideas. They try their absolute damnedest to make them all in 1.0, but they never get quite there. And most of their projects take anywhere between 2 months and a year to kind of get to the vision TM. And that's how it was in Anarchy Online, that's how it was in Age of Conan, that's how it was in Conan Exiles, that's how it was in Secret World. And I was kind of expecting that. I was honestly expecting a bit of a rougher launch for Dune. The joke that I used to make before this came out was, I wonder what the apology tweets are going to look like when all the servers are on fire for 4 days, right? But no, sure enough, man, like, especially considering they're today announcing that they have 1 million people that have been playing. Credit where it's due, dude. Like, it's going pretty great. And the fact that they turned on private servers 2 days before, like, I don't know. A lot of this release has been pretty impressive. There's been some bumps. Of course there's been some bumps. But I would say generally it's been a pretty damn impressive release. Yeah, unfortunately the game is dealing with hackers now. And man, they better nip that in the bud quick. Oh man. I heard that what they're able to do now is there is a hacking program that allows you to steal the ownership of ornithopters. So what these people are doing is basically warping out to people, taking their ornithopter, and then flying off with it. So that's horrible. Yeah. Oh, Herethos says, I read that they're stealing your thopters as they load in. I haven't read that one. Yeah. But no, it's yeah. Hopefully they'll get that fixed up quick, because that's going to be a huge problem. That's gonna be a huge problem. Man, why do people suck? You know what, dude? The part that sucks the most about hacking and people that do that stuff, 9 times out of 10, the reason they're doing it is because they feel a lot shittier than the people they're hacking. It's just a cycle of shit. Their life is so shitty that the only way they can feel better is by making other people feel worse, and them having the power to decide that. So I mean, you can get mad at hackers and stuff, but honestly, it's just kind of like to put yourself in the position where that's enjoyable to you. That's not a good way to be. That's not a good way to be. Or their kids, man, that's even worse. Not understanding that, like, that's a parenting issue at that point. Yeah. A big parenting issue. Sucks. You think the up and coming changes will be enough to keep people playing? I think the direction of them is incredibly positive. But like I said in my video, that they've announced a lot of good stuff, but just as important as announcing it is going to be how they put it into the game. So I'm very optimistic, but am I like, yeah, problem's fixed? Absolutely not. We haven't even seen the fix of the problems yet. So we're heading in a good direction for sure. No question. No question. I think the direction is great. Jonas says, I'm going to wait until the updates actually come in. I think that's smart. I think a lot of people are going to do that. Yep. And I think that's a smart thing to do. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to put you in there. You in here, thank God. You should have been in here the whole time, you wankers. Okay, great. You ever think about putting a chest in DD so you can go back and forth faster? You know, I thought about that. I thought about maybe doing that. But I mean, I have to, everything I pull out of the DD, I got to cook anyway, 9 times out of 10. So, decided not to at the end of the day, but. All right. 206 plastanium ingots. Good. And there goes a bunch more bodies. Let's load them back up, boys. Whew. Mm-hmm. Oop. Oop. Great.
TBH, what I read from that letter from Dune is bunch of nothing. Orny changes will not be that good. Landsrod has to change to actually be completable by more PPL, not only couple that Zerg. More PvE Arians in DD won't change anything since you will have to GE through PvP to get there.
Okay, so I see. I would agree they need to do the Landsrad stuff more for sure. I also strongly agree on the Landsrad turn-in stuff. I think letting people turn in at least portionally, maybe even at a reduced rate, letting people turn in after the Landsrad is completed is really, really good. I think that's a great call. But I don't know. I think the Ornithopter changes. I think that's a great direction for them to be moving in. Like, I think that's a very positive change. Like, if nothing else, it means that they're looking at it and trying to address it, which is important. So, and more importantly, they're making serious, large changes to the PvE base, which is probably not only going to get a lot more players to play the game, but keep them playing more. So hopefully that will then get them interested in all the other cool stuff that they plan on putting in the PvP area and gets them engaged in that. So if they can put in even more mechanics to get PvE players interested in PvP, then that could be like an excellent cyclical cycle. But yeah, again, it's all going to be, it all kind of comes down to how they're going to implement what they're talking about at this point. So we'll see. We will see. Okay, I need to go get plastone and I need to go get spice. What I really need to do is go get some lunch. So I'm gonna do that. First of all, Steam Padrino, thank you. He says, with the 2 years, may Shai Halud be with you. We'll also with you, my friend. And also with you. We also have Storm Talon 42.
I feel insulted by Dave the Worm. I went out without any gear, danced on drums and a worm spawned, looked right at me, and then turned away and despawned. Second time he spawned, he got me.
Oh. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Yeah, sorry about that. Turn lumen on and the lights will be brighter because they actually act like lights that bounce off walls. Oh, yeah. Wait, turn lumen on. Is it off by default? Override upgrading preset, NVIDIA reflex, virtual shadow mats. And, oh, lumen's on, dude. Damn it. Lumen's already on. Well, balls. That was a good idea, though. That was a good idea. All right, guys, I'm out of here for now. I don't think the rerun is running yet. Barry is still in the process of a move, so I'm just going to go ahead and shut the stream down. But I will be back this afternoon, and we've got some more farm. We're going to be doing some spice, some plastone. Got to go buy the Atreides thing, probably some base work. We've got stuff to do. So I'll see all of you probably in like an hour or so. We'll say like 1:32, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, thanks for being here. See you soon. Bye-bye.